It's pretty wild when you look at the global picture of aging.
Mm.
I mean, it really stands alone.
Mm-hmm.
They have over 90,000 people living past 100.
90,000.
That's the highest number of centenarians per capita anywhere.
It is an absolutely staggering figure, and the contrast is what really makes you stop and think.
Right.
Think about it. Here in the U.S., we pour billions into anti-aging. I mean, supplements, crazy fitness routines, training for marathons.
Yeah, all of it.
Yet for so many of us, things like joint stiffness, chronic disease, even cognitive decline, they just feel inevitable right around age 50.
Exactly. So you have this huge gap between the effort we put in and the results we get.
Yeah.
And for decades, the assumption was always,
Oh, it's the diet.
yeah, it's the fish, the green tea, or maybe it's just, amazing genes.
But the research we've pulled together for this deep dive, it tells a much, much more surprising story.
It really does.
We're looking at work from researchers at places like Harvard and Stanford's Longevity Center. And they took this incredibly close look at these superagers in Japan.
And they weren't just looking at their diet.
No, not at all. They were studying their daily lives, the tiny, almost unconscious habits that just add up over a lifetime.
And what they found was this collection of 6 incredibly simple, subtle, daily movements.
So simple.
They were so basic that, a lot of Western functional medicine practitioners kind of dismiss them, called them too gentle or too easy to really make a difference.
But the data doesn't lie. The brain scans, the balance tests, the long-term health outcomes, they tell a completely different story.
And that's our mission today for you, our listener. We are going to unpack these 6 habits.
And the best part, they require zero special equipment.
no intense sweat.
And they take less than 15 minutes total out of your whole day. And here's the kicker. This is what really hooks you into this whole conversation. One of these 6 movements, done for just 2 minutes a day, was linked by researchers to a 7-year increase in lifespan.
7 years. It's just...
Well, we are diving into the blueprint for aging with clarity, with balance, and with real independence.
This is about optimizing for vitality, not just for existence.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're going to start with movement number 6, which is really more of a philosophy than an exercise.
Mm-hmm.
The art of slow walking, or Sampo.
And this is so important. This is not about getting on a treadmill. It's not about counting steps to burn calories.
Right.
This is a quiet, mindful kind of movement that Japanese elders often practice just as the sun is coming up.
What's crucial here, though, is that it's not just strolling.
Not at all. You're walking at maybe half your normal hurried pace. It's a very calm, deliberate rhythm.
And the movement is paired with a really specific breathing pattern that turns this simple walk into like a nervous system reset.
Yeah, can you talk us through that breathing? Because that's the part that really changes everything.
Okay, so you inhale slowly for 2 steps.
2 steps in.
Then you hold that breath for 2 more steps.
Okay, hold for 2.
And finally, you do a long, slow, controlled exhale for 4 steps.
Ah, so the exhale is twice as long.
Exactly. That deliberate, asymmetrical pattern immediately engages your parasympathetic nervous system. It shifts you out of that, Western fight or flight mode that we live in all day.
And that combination of walking and breathing has been shown to sync up the cardiovascular and nervous systems, improve what they call brain clarity, lower your baseline blood pressure, and just significantly enhance your functional balance.
And we have so much data to back this up. A 10-year study from Kyoto University looked at seniors who practiced Sampo every day.
Every single day.
And they found these participants had 62% less arterial stiffness.
Which is a huge marker for cardiovascular aging.
Huge. And their gait, just the way they walked, was as graceful and smooth as people 20 years younger.
I find that almost counterintuitive. I mean, here we're told, walk faster, power walk, get your heart rate up.
Right.
So why does slowing down have such a profound impact on the body and the brain?
It's just this elegant biomechanical reason. When you slow way, way down, you force your foot to do what it was designed to do.
That full heel to arch to toe roll.
Precisely. We lose that when we rush or wear these supercushion shoes, but that slow roll activates all 33 joints in your foot.
And that sensory input, just the feeling of the ground, sends all these signals up to your brain. It's specifically retuning the parts that govern balance, which are the first to degrade as we age.
So you're basically rebooting your body's internal GPS through your feet.
That's a great way to put it.
So our quick tip for you, just start with 10 minutes of this. And if you can, try it on natural ground like grass or dirt.
Because that uneven surface forces even more micro adjustments, right? More challenge to the balance system.
Exactly.
That's a perfect segue into movement number 5. If Sampo is the mindful tuning, this next one is the communal activation.
Radio Taiso.
This is such a unique cultural ritual. It shows this shared commitment to just moving.
It really does. So every single morning across the entire country at exactly 6:30 a.m., this simple piano melody starts playing on the national radio.
It's like the call to movement.
It is. And millions of people, school kids in the yard, office workers at their desks, seniors in the parks, they all start moving in sync.
It's a flowing routine. It's about 3 minutes and 15 seconds long, just 13 gentle stretches and movements. It was actually designed way back in 1928 to maintain public health.
And it's not some intense workout. We're talking arm circles, gentle spine twists, forward bends, knee lifts. So what's the fundamental benefit of this kind of gentle, consistent movement?
It all comes down to joint health. That continuous, rhythmic, full-range motion, it stimulates the production of synovial fluid.
Which is like the oil for your joints.
It's the essential lubricant, exactly. As we get older, if we don't move our joints through their full range every day, that fluid gets stagnant and stiffness just sets in so fast after 50. This ritual is just daily maintenance.
And the evidence for this is remarkable. A big study, over 8,000 older adults, found that those who did Radio Taiso daily had 40% fewer major falls.
Wow.
And a 55% reduction in chronic back pain. They kept full range of motion in their hips and shoulders well into their 80s.
A quick practical tip for you here. Try doing a gentle, full-body routine like this right when you wake up.
Why then?
Well, physiologically, your body's growth hormones are peaking right after you wake up. It makes your muscles and tissues much more responsive to this kind of gentle, lubricating movement.
Okay, so now we shift from a conscious movement to something that is all about posture. Movement number 4, the deep squat rest.
Yeah, and if you ever observe elders in parks in Japan, you'll see this. They're just resting comfortably in a deep squat, heels flat, back straight, maybe reading a book.
It's a posture that most of us in the West have completely lost.
Completely.
And here's a challenge. Most people over 50 here can't even hold that position for 10 seconds without, falling backwards or their heels popping up.
We literally designed out of our lives with chairs.
Exactly. The chair is the culprit. We've lost the necessity for it.
Because you never have to fully flex your hip or your knee joints, right? You never load your ankles past 90 degrees.
And that's why the deep squat is such a critical metric. It forces those joints through their entire functional range.
And that range is tied directly to your independence. A really rigorous 12-year study of over 5,000 seniors found that the ones who could hold a deep squat for at least 2 minutes had a 70% lower chance of meeting assisted living later on.
70%. I mean, that is a pure metric of physical autonomy.
From a biomechanical standpoint, it's just foundational. It opens the hips, strengthens the pelvic floor.
Which is so crucial for bladder control and core stability.
Absolutely. It also decompresses the spine and keeps your ankles mobile, which helps prevent trips and falls.
So the recommendation is to try and reteach your body this position.
Yeah, and start near a wall or a chair for support. If you can't get your heels down, and most people can at first, just stick a little rolled up towel under them.
And start small, right?
Just 20 to 30 seconds. Build up slowly. This is less about exercise and more about letting your body remember its own design.
Okay, so that covers foundational strength.
Yeah.
Now we move from strength to pure cognitive and neurological control with movement number 3.
Single leg standing balance.
This is so important that doctors in Japan don't just recommend it, they literally prescribe it. Stand on one leg for 1 minute, twice a day.
The power of this it's enormous. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic are now suggesting that your basic ability to stand on one leg is a stronger predictor of longevity than your cholesterol levels.
Stronger than cholesterol or blood pressure.
Stronger.
That's a fascinating claim. I mean, why is balance so deeply connected to how long we live?
Because balance is intrinsically tied to your brain function. There was a 15-year study at Fukuoka University, 12,000 adults, and it showed that daily single-leg practice didn't just prevent accidents, though it did that too.
Like fewer hip fractures.
Exactly. 68% fewer hip fractures, 75% fewer hospitalizations from falls. But the brain imaging showed something incredible.
What was that?
The practice actually increases the gray matter volume in the parts of your brain responsible for balance and coordination.
So it's neuroplasticity in real time. It's actually lighting up the system.
It is. When you stand on one leg, your body is suddenly unstable. It has to make hundreds of tiny micro-adjustments every single second.
I know that feeling. You start to wobble.
Right, and that engages your core, your hips, your ankles, and critically, the vestibular system in your inner ear all at the same time. It's like a rigorous daily workout for those parts of your brain.
It really is surprisingly hard at first, so a super practical tip for you. Just integrate this into a habit you already have, like brushing your teeth. You're already standing there for 2 minutes, spend 60 seconds on your left leg, 60 seconds on your right, done.
And as you get better, you can challenge the brain even more.
Yeah.
Try with your eyes closed or standing on a folded towel.
Okay, that sets us up perfectly for movement number 2. Floor sitting transitions. To me, this might be the single most revealing indicator of functional longevity.
I agree. In Japan, so much of life happens low to the ground. Meals, tea, watching TV, it's all often on the floor.
Which means they have to get up and down dozens of times every single day.
And for those of us who rely on chairs, that one transition from standing to the floor and back up again, that quickly becomes a major mobility problem.
The research here is so compelling. A massive study from the University of Tsukuba followed over 10,000 older adults.
Mm-hmm.
And they specifically measured their ability to do this simple task. The results were just stark.
So stark. The people who could sit down on the floor and then get back up without using their hands for support,
No hands at all.
they had dramatically better scores across the board. Better lower body strength, more flexibility, even higher cognitive scores.
And a significantly lower mortality rate over the next 6 years.
But why is this one movement so predictive? It seems like it's just about leg strength.
It's so much more. The movement is basically a comprehensive neurological exam. Getting up from the floor demands coordination, core stability, spatial awareness, and really complex motor planning. You have to sequence all these muscle groups perfectly.
And those are the complex skills that just silently decline after 50.
Exactly. So by practicing this, you're actively preserving that entire integrated system.
Our tip for you here is to start gradually. You don't have to just launch yourself off the floor.
No, please don't.
Use a cushion to shorten the distance. Or use a sturdy chair or a low stool for support as you go down and come up. The focus is on using less and less support over time.
Because this really is the definition of maintaining your independence. The ability to get off the floor is what lets you live life on your own terms.
And now we've arrived at movement number 1. This is the one we teased at the very beginning.
The 7-year secret.
The towel twist, or tanuki hibiki.
And this simple rotation is the one that so many Japanese centenarians credit as their #1 ritual for staying strong and mobile deep into their 90s.
It looks deceptively simple. You just take a towel, hold it taut with your arms extended straight out at shoulder height,
Okay.
and you gently pull outward like you're trying to rip the towel in half.
Yeah.
You keep that tension constant.
So you're creating resistance.
Exactly. Then you slowly twist your torso from side to side, holding the twist for about 3 seconds on each side. The key is to keep your hips facing forward.
Okay, 7 years for 2 minutes of work. That sounds like an impossibly good deal. How can researchers be so sure that this isn't just a correlation, that these aren't just generally healthier people?
It's a fair question. It's the right question. but the correlation is just incredibly strong and specific to this one movement, the 20-year study.
15,000 people.
15,000 older adults, yes. It confirmed that practicing this twist for just 2 minutes a day was statistically linked to those people living 7 years longer, on average, than the people who didn't.
And it wasn't just longevity. There were other tangible benefits, too.
Oh, yeah. Their grip strength and their bone density stayed about 20 years younger than their peers, even into their late 80s and 90s.
So what's the hidden science here? What makes it so powerful?
The tension you create by pulling the towel apart. It activates all these deep stabilizer muscles in your core, your shoulders, and your back that are often completely missed by typical gym workouts.
And there's a neurological piece, too, isn't there?
A huge one. Brain imaging shows that this specific rotational movement, combined with that tension, activates both hemispheres of your brain at the same time.
Ah, so it's forcing them to communicate.
Exactly. And that enhances coordination, memory recall, and reaction time, all critical for staying sharp as we age.
So our final tip for integrating this one, use it to bookend your day.
Do it first thing in the morning to wake up your spine and core, and then do it again before bed to just gently decompress before sleep.
So there they are, 6 movements, the mindful pacing of Sampo,
The lubricating ritual of Radio Taiso.
the foundational deep squat rest,
The brain-building single-leg balance.
the autonomy of floor transitions,
And the incredible longevity secret of the towel twist.
The profound beauty here is that this whole routine, all of it, takes less than 15 minutes a day.
No special equipment, no gym fees, and definitely no need for those intense, high-impact workouts that can stress the body.
It's really a shift in philosophy. You're moving from, fighting against aging with all this frantic effort
To flowing with it intelligently through subtle, consistent maintenance. The core idea for these Japanese elders isn't about chasing immortality. It's about living well.
staying strong, clear-headed, and functionally independent for as long as you possibly can.
And before you jump in and try one of these, a really crucial safety recap, this is all about consistency, not about aggressive perfection. If you have chronic pain, if you're recovering from an injury, or you have any balance concerns, please, always start near a wall or a sturdy chair. Use that support until you feel stable.
We'd suggest starting with the standing movements first, something like the Sampo or the towel twist, just to build your confidence.
And for the deep squats or the floor transitions, use cushions or stacked blankets to reduce the range of motion until your body adapts.
And most importantly, listen to your body. Pain is never progress.
Aging well is simply about moving smart every single day. So given the profound impact of these simple choices on your independence, your brain health, and your actual documented longevity, we'll leave you with this final thought.
Which one of these 6 movements will you commit to starting today? That single, tiny decision could immediately begin to ripple into years of better balance, cognitive vitality, and physical autonomy.